There are many different ways of guarding the conscience. For a person is obliged to guard it toward God, toward his neighbor, and toward things. Toward God, conscience is guarded by the one who does not neglect his commandments. Even in matters that people do not see and no one requires of him, he keeps his conscience before God in secret. For example, the conscience is trampled upon if someone neglects prayer, or if a passionate thought enters his heart because he was not sober-minded, and did not restrain himself but consented to it. Likewise, if someone perhaps harbors suspicion or judges his neighbor, seeing him speaking or doing something. Simply put, in everything known only to God and our conscience, we are obliged to guard ourselves. And this is what it means to keep the conscience toward God. And to guard the conscience toward one's neighbor means never to do anything that we know will sadden or harm him, whether by deed, by word, by facial expression, or by glance. For, as I often say, even a look or an expression can wound a brother. Simply put, a person must guard himself against anything he knows he is doing with the intention of stirring thoughts in his neighbor, or in order to harm or grieve him, for by doing so, his own conscience is darkened. And this is what it means to keep the conscience toward one's neighbor. And to guard the conscience toward material things means not to use them improperly, not to neglect objects so that they become unusable, and not to throw them away, but rather, if we see something lying about, to pick it up and put it back in its proper place. Even if it is something insignificant, this too should not be overlooked. Likewise, one should not misuse one's clothing. For example, suppose someone could wear a garment for another week or two, but instead he hastily washes it before it is necessary, thereby wearing it out. Or, instead of using it for another 5 months or more, he continually washes it, making it worn and unusable. This too is against the conscience. In the same way, regarding one's bedding, someone could often be content with a single pillow, yet he demands a large mattress. Or he has a rough woolen blanket, but wants to replace it with another, newer and finer, out of vanity or despondency. Another person could make do with a simple covering, yet he asks for a linen one and even argues if he does not receive it. And the one who begins to look at his brother and say, "Why does he have this, and I do not?" Such a man surely becomes blessed and advances greatly. It is also against one's conscience when someone hangs his clothing or blankets out to dry in the sun and, through negligence, forgets to take them back, leaving them to be scorched by the sun. It is the same with food. Someone can satisfy his needs with a little vegetables or lentils or with a few olives, yet he seeks other food, sweeter and more luxurious. All of this is against the conscience.